Did you know that surgery after 70 carries risks most people never hear about? As we get older, our body reacts differently to surgery, and even many doctors don't always explain how much that matters. It's not just about the procedure itself. It's about how your body responds to anesthesia, how well you heal, and whether your recovery sets you back or moves you forward. And if you're between 70 and 85, you've probably already noticed healing takes a little longer, stress hits a little harder, and your body doesn't always bounce back the way it used to. But here's the good news. There are ways to prepare. The seniors who come out of surgery stronger than before aren't just lucky. They knew what to expect and made simple choices that gave them the best possible outcome. In this video, we're going to walk through 5 essential things you need to know before going in for surgery in your 70s or 80s. These are things that can affect your body, your mind, and your recovery in ways that make all the difference, not just for your health, but for your confidence and peace of mind as well. Stay with me through the end because we're not just talking about medical facts. We're talking about protecting your independence, shortening your healing time, and walking into the hospital knowing you've done everything you can to take care of yourself before, during, and after the surgery. Let's get started. Number 1, anesthesia and how your body responds after 70. One of the most important and most overlooked parts of surgery after 70 isn't the scalpel or the stitches. It's the anesthesia. The moment you go under, your body shifts into a vulnerable state, and how it responds depends heavily on your age, your overall health, and how well your care team tailors your medication. For older adults, even a standard dose of anesthesia can linger longer in the system, making recovery slower and sometimes more confusing than expected. The brain especially can react differently. You may have heard of something called post-op confusion or delirium. This isn't just forgetfulness, it's a temporary fog that can last hours or days after waking up. Some patients feel disoriented. Others become unusually tired, emotional, or even agitated. It doesn't mean something went wrong. It means your brain needs a little more time and support to recalibrate. This is why it's essential to speak with your anesthesiologist before surgery. Don't just assume they've reviewed your chart. Ask them directly. What kind of anesthesia will I be getting? Will it be general or local? How long will it take to wear off? Are there safer or lighter options for someone my age? These questions aren't pushy. They're protective. There's a man named Gerald I knew. He was 78 and going in for a routine hip replacement. He'd been through surgeries before, but this time he asked for a meeting with the anesthesiologist. A few days in advance, they decided to use a spinal block instead of full general anesthesia. After the operation, Gerald was alert within an hour, chatting with nurses and asking for lunch. He said, "It was night and day compared to my last surgery. I felt like myself the whole time. Not every surgery offers that option, but you won't know unless you ask. And your team should know if you've ever had a bad reaction to anesthesia in the past, even if it was decades ago." Your age may be just a number, but it's one that absolutely matters when it comes to how your brain and body process medications. Choosing the right anesthesia isn't just about the surgery itself. It's about how you wake up afterward, how quickly you can move, think clearly, eat, and start your recovery. Because at this stage of life, the quality of those first few hours can set the tone for the days and weeks that follow. Number 2, how pre-surgery preparation shapes your recovery. When it comes to surgery after 70, most people focus on the day of the procedure. But what you do in the 2 to 3 weeks before surgery can be just as important, sometimes more. Those quiet days leading up to the operation are your best chance to prepare your body for the stress ahead. And seniors who use that time wisely often recover faster, experience fewer complications, and feel more in control of the whole process. One of the most overlooked factors is nutrition. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, which can slow healing and increase the risk of weakness or falls after surgery. But by increasing your protein intake in the weeks before surgery through foods like eggs, beans, fish, or protein shakes, you help your muscles repair faster and support your immune system during recovery. It's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. Sleep also plays a huge role. Seniors often struggle with light or interrupted sleep. But in the days before surgery, deep rest becomes especially important. Your body heals best when it's well rested. Creating a regular bedtime, turning off screens at night, and staying active during the day can all help set your sleep cycle into a more stable rhythm before the operation. Movement is another key. Even if you aren't exercising regularly, gentle stretching or short walks can strengthen your circulation, improve lung capacity, and help prevent post-surgical complications like blood clots or pneumonia. Hospitals often talk about prehab now, getting your body ready before it goes through something hard. It's not just for athletes, it's for anyone who wants a smoother, safer recovery. There's a woman named Helen, age 76, who was preparing for abdominal surgery. Her doctor gave her a checklist that included extra protein, walking 15 minutes a day, and deep breathing exercises. She followed it faithfully. After surgery, the nurses commented on how quickly she was up and moving, how stable her vitals were, and how little pain medication she needed. Helen said, "I treated it like training, and I think that's what helped me get my feet back under me so quickly." One more tip, hydrate. Unless your doctor says otherwise, staying well hydrated before surgery helps your kidneys process. Anesthesia keeps your tissues healthier and can even reduce dizziness or nausea after the procedure. Small choices, an extra glass of water, a few extra bites of protein, a 10-minute stretch can make a big difference when your body's about to go through something major. Preparation isn't just about paperwork or packing a hospital bag. It's about giving your body a head start. Because when you step into surgery with strength in your muscles, balance in your system, and peace in your mind, you're not just hoping for a good outcome, you're helping create one. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, the medications and supplements you take matter more than you think. At 70 or older, it's common to have a few pill bottles lined up by the sink, blood pressure, meds, cholesterol tablets, maybe something for sleep or arthritis. Add in the vitamins and supplements we often take just in case, and suddenly you've got a pharmacy on your hands. But what many people don't realize is that some of these everyday medications can interfere with surgery or with the way your body heals afterward. Certain blood thinners, even over-the-counter ones like aspirin or ibuprofen, can increase the risk of bleeding during surgery. Some herbal supplements like ginseng, garlic, or ginkgo, though natural, can do the same. Others, like St. John's wort, may interfere with anesthesia or post-op medications. Even something as simple as a fish oil capsule can affect clotting. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. That's why as soon as your surgery is scheduled, you should bring a complete list of everything you take. Prescriptions, over-the-counters, vitamins, powders, drops, patches, everything. Don't assume your surgeon knows. Don't wait for the nurse to ask. Proactively say, "Here's what I take every day. Should I stop or adjust anything before surgery?" This simple step can prevent complications most people never even see coming. I remember a man named Frank, age 81, who had been taking a turmeric supplement for his joints. It worked well for his inflammation, and he never thought twice about it. But before his shoulder surgery, he mentioned it to the anesthesiologist. They paused the turmeric 2 weeks before the operation to reduce bleeding risk. Afterward, Frank said, "I thought it was just a spice, but that conversation may have saved me from a much rougher recovery." And timing matters too. Some medications need to be stopped a week before surgery. Others, like blood pressure or heart meds, may need to be continued right up to the morning of. Your surgical team needs to know, so they can build the safest plan possible around your current health routine. It's also important to be honest about anything you might have started recently. Maybe a neighbor recommended something. Maybe you picked up a supplement from the health store. Because you read about it online, even natural products can interact with medications, anesthesia, or healing. There's no shame in asking, only wisdom in being cautious. This isn't about throwing away your routines. It's about adjusting them just long enough to make sure your surgery goes as smoothly as possible. When your doctors know the full picture, they can help your body get through the procedure safely and get you back on your feet with fewer surprises. Because when it comes to healing after 70, there's no such thing as a harmless unknown. Number 4, The hospital stay and recovery may be harder than expected, so plan for support. One thing no one tells you until you've been through it is just how disorienting the hospital stay can be after 70. The lights, the noise, the schedule you don't control, it all adds up. And when you've just come out of surgery, your body isn't just healing, it's trying to find its bearings again. Seniors who feel blindsided during recovery often weren't weak, they were just unprepared for how much support they'd need after the procedure. Recovery at home also looks different in your 70s and 80s. What used to be simple, getting out of bed, using the bathroom, preparing meals can suddenly feel exhausting or even risky. That's why the people who do best after surgery are usually the ones who set up help before they need it. They arrange for a family member to stay over, they ask a neighbor to check in, they stock the fridge, prepare easy meals and clear walkways to prevent falls. They make sure there's someone nearby, not just in case of emergency, but because healing takes energy, and that energy runs low fast. And the kind of support you need isn't just physical, it's emotional. After surgery, it's common to feel more vulnerable than expected. You may feel embarrassed needing help to dress, or frustrated at how long it takes to do basic things. Some people even feel sadness or anxiety that they can't explain. That's normal, and that's exactly when human presence, not just a pill or a chart, makes the biggest difference. There's a woman named Carol, age 74, who had knee replacement surgery. She was fiercely independent, never wanted to bother anyone. But after a rough first night home, she called her daughter and asked if she could come by for a few days. They set up a small routine breakfast together, short walks, shared silence in the afternoons. Carol said what helped wasn't the chores, it was just knowing I wasn't alone. Even if you don't have family nearby, there are services, home health aides, senior recovery programs, even volunteers from local churches or communities. And asking for that help isn't weakness, it's strength. It means you're thinking ahead, valuing your safety, and giving your body the time and space it needs to truly recover. Not just survive the surgery, but heal from it. So as your surgery date approaches, don't just pack a hospital bag, build a recovery plan, one that includes people, because even the strongest people need help when they're healing, and you deserve to recover with dignity, comfort, and the quiet assurance that you're not doing it alone. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, your mindset before surgery affects how your body heals. One of the most underestimated parts of surgery after 70 has nothing to do with charts or lab results. It has to do with your mindset. The way you think, feel, and prepare emotionally can change how your body responds to the entire experience. And this isn't just about optimism, it's about focus, intention, and clarity. Because when your mind is scattered, stressed, or full of fear, your body carries that weight too, and it can slow everything down. There's a growing body of research showing that mental and emotional preparation can reduce complications, shorten hospital stays, and improve how people tolerate pain. Seniors who approach surgery with calmness, confidence, and a clear plan tend to move through recovery with more ease. Those who feel anxious, confused, or rushed into it are more likely to experience setbacks, even if the surgery itself goes perfectly. That's why it helps to create a small mental routine in the days before surgery. This could be as simple as visualizing a smooth recovery each night before bed, or writing down a few personal goals like, I want to walk to the mailbox on day 3, or I want to eat breakfast sitting at the table by day 4. It helps your mind stay anchored, even when your body feels like it's still catching up. There's also power in naming your fear. Many older adults are nervous to say, I'm scared, or I'm afraid I won't bounce back. But saying it out loud even once makes it easier to process and easier to move past. You can talk to a trusted friend, a family member, or even your surgeon. And when you do, you might find that others have felt the same way. That in itself is comforting. I remember Howard, 80 years old, who was preparing for heart surgery. He was in great shape physically, but mentally he was rattled. So he started journaling, just a few sentences each morning. He wrote about his fears, his hopes, even what he wanted to do once he recovered. After the surgery, he told me my body needed time to heal, but my mind, it already knew where we were going. Don't underestimate the importance of calm. Meditation, prayer, breathing exercises, anything that brings stillness can help your nervous system shift from stress mode to healing mode. And when you walk into surgery with a centered mind, you give your body the best chance to follow. Because healing isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional. And the strongest recoveries often begin with a quiet kind of courage, the kind you give yourself long before the first incision is made. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, I want to leave you with something simple but powerful. Surgery after 70 doesn't have to feel overwhelming, frightening, or out of your control. In fact, the more you understand what's ahead, the more confidently you can face it. And confidence, quiet, informed confidence, is one of the strongest tools you have in your recovery. Whether it's asking about your anesthesia, eating more protein beforehand, adjusting your medications, setting up post-op help, or calming your mind, you are not helpless. You are a partner in this process. Each of these 5 steps is a way to remind your body and mind that you're not walking into this blindly. You're walking in with intention, with awareness, with strength that comes not from ignoring your age, but from honoring it. Surgery might slow you down for a little while. That's true. But with the right preparation, it doesn't have to set you back. You can come out stronger, steadier, and more at peace, knowing that you did your part to make healing easier, smoother, and more meaningful. So take a breath, write down your questions, reach out for help, and go into this next chapter with your eyes open and your heart steady, because you're not alone in this, and you never have to be. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.